Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Aries, what we're going to do today, we are going to look at the mask they wear. So in doing these readings, we are trying to understand people a little bit more than what we see on the surface. Understand that we're all human beings having a human experience. Yeah, so this could be, it could be someone that you've dealt with in the past, and it's going to give you a greater insight into what might have been going on more internally for this person. It could be someone that you're dealing with right now. And you know what? It could even be someone that you're dealing with right now and maybe how they're going to be feeling in the future. Like time is very mutable. So I just want to say that as you're getting this reading, it's kind of when you're meant to get it. All right, so now this is the other interesting thing. So I'm using the dark mirror. We can blame it all on Scorpio, the darkness of Scorpio, because it was when I was doing this that I was called to bring this deck out for this series with them, and I'm continuing to do it. So the Dark Mirror Oracle is the deck that we're going to start with to really see like who they really are, the mask they hide behind, why they hide behind their true selves, or why they hide their true selves, how this affects your relationship, advice for you, and outcome should you follow the advice. So that actually at the end of the day is the most important part to take away in this reading, is advice for you. And yeah, so we have Dark Mirror Oracle. I'm going to use my Karma cards and possibly my Tarot of the Abyss. So without further ado, let's get started, Aries. It is a general reading. Because it's general, it may or may not resonate. If it does resonate and you are drawn to it, there is an extended. The link to that is at the top of the description within this video. Oh my God. My nose is so tickly. It has been so cold here, and I'm really fighting to keep the humidity up in the house. Oh boy. No, it's gone. I don't know. I have like 2 humidifiers going. It's pretty much been like in the -20s very consistently for a couple of weeks now, or colder. And if one of the humidifiers I find runs out of, I forget to fill it up in the night, because I seem to need to fill them up twice a day. So the humidity drops down to like 20%. And then you're struggling to get it back up to like 30, 40%. It is dry. It is really dry here. So after me whining and complaining, just saying, like if I look like I'm going to sneeze, my nose is dry. All right, Aries, who they really are. It's a funny split. Who they really are. Aries, they are perchance to dream. That's interesting. What was that? Number 28. So I have my little cheat sheets here because each one of the quotes from the author of this deck are really quite profound and interesting. If I sleep long enough, when I wake up, the pain will have gone. So I feel like this person is in some form of healing, some sort of healing. They might be going through some sort of like even a download period through their dream state as well. I do feel like this person is processing some sort of change. So, wow, like my throat chakra just immediately got blocked up. So maybe this person is trying to find new ways to express themselves as well. That's who they really are. They really are. And at this time, it doesn't mean that this is who they always are, always have been, always will be. It's just energy right now as I'm reading it to you, as you're meant to receive it. So this person may be resting an awful lot. They are, I think, also someone who understands that time can heal wounds. I didn't say all wounds. I don't know why I didn't say that. So maybe there's something about that for this person, with this person. Time can heal wounds. If I sleep long enough, when I wake up, the pain will have been gone. I don't know though. I don't know about that because I think we have to process things, but maybe this person processes more on a subconscious level than of a conscious level, which, you know, that's totally legitimate too. So there is a possibility of that. The mask they hide behind. Naked before the stars. This number 18, this person may have some doubts about their physical beauty, things about themselves that they feel physically comfortable with, but they don't, doesn't seem like that. Like this person seems very confident about who they are, how they're presented to the world. But accepting around beauty, size, color, age, or fat, that's the mask they hide behind. So on some level, I think this person has insecurities or doubts about their outer appearance, their body, but I'm honestly, like we all do, I don't know anybody who thinks their body is perfect, but this person, I feel like, is perhaps overcompensating because it's coming up as a mask. So they're overcompensating about certain things about themselves. So why they hide their true selves? Which is someone who's processing pain. Wow, bride in a cage. Why they hide their true selves? Number 21, tomorrow will be the right moment. Tomorrow will be better, even if today is hell. I think on some level, this person has hope for tomorrow. This is not showing up as a hidden trait. If it was showing up as a hidden trait, like which has actually happened in some of these readings this week, it would tell me that the person is pretending like everything is going to be fine tomorrow. I'm going through hell right now, but it'll all be better tomorrow. That would be a fallacy if this was a mask they were hiding behind, but it's not. It's why they hide their true selves. So I think on some level, this person is preparing for tomorrow. They are trying to be more integrated with themselves. I think they may also, like, just a sense of not trying to appear vulnerable. So this person might be coming off as a little bit tough, perhaps a tiny bit defensive. You know, I'm getting to, like, they may even be dressing in a way to accentuate parts of themselves physically that they feel confident about, but are hiding parts of themselves that they don't feel comfortable with. You know, but I think that's smart dressing. To be honest. Like, right? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, actually. Like, I don't mean to say that because we're hiding behind a mask that there's something wrong with it. There isn't necessarily anything wrong with it. So on some level, this person is in process and maybe trying to become comfortable with who they are. That's fine. I think they're hopeful for a better day. How this affects your relationship. Is this me? Wow. Well, there might be something going on right now in terms of trying to identify one another. Maybe this is something you've gone through. It's something this person is going through. I talked about it with Sagittarius, and it is also something that has come out a little bit in some of the other readings where there is a bit of mirroring that can be occurring. And, you know, mirroring is quite natural. Just because we might identify ourselves in this reading, I am asking about they, them. It's also important to recognize that other people around us can be going through similar processes and experiences. I think that might be a case for you because is this me? How does this affect your relationship? It's this person may not be 100% sure of who they are yet. You might be looking at them and wondering, like, well, who are you now? Like, who are you? What do you represent? What do you stand for? What can I expect from you? Like, there's a big question mark here about this. And I think, you know, this person is in process on some level. So you might have someone around you. It could be a friend, could be a partner, many different ways that this could be. Even if it was someone from the past and you ended up ending a relationship with them because it got to the point where you just didn't know who they were anymore. Like, I really don't know who you are. But we're really not meant to be stagnant in our existence. We are meant to be transforming and changing all the time. So I feel like there might be kind of that going on with you, with someone. Advice for you. Oh, blinded to pain. I don't know. I haven't pulled this out at all this week. This is a brand new card. Number 13. If I can shoulder it and it's not a big deal, isn't... Wait, what? If I can shoulder it and it's not a big deal, isn't it? Huh. Can you? So, I don't know. Maybe there's something about this relationship where you are shouldering more of the responsibility in the relationship, or you are have your own pain about the relationship, but you are dealing with it in a better way, or the pain about this situation is something that you, for whatever reason, are more naturally adept at dealing with. If you can shoulder it and it's not a big deal, isn't it? I don't know, is it? Like, if you can shoulder something and it's not really a big deal. But that's a question to ask yourself. Are you shouldering too much? This looks painful. Like all of these flies on these cuts. Blinded to pain, blinded to pain. Maybe you've been through so much that you are more adept at pushing through something that's painful. Now, I don't know why you would be asked to shoulder this. So I don't know if it could be like someone that you work with, if it could be a parent or a sibling, and there's something going on. And it seems kind of like you're in a stronger position to be able to shoulder some level of responsibility, or I don't know, the pain that's going on. We're gonna, like, this is just like the first layer, because we get into the other cards and it digs it out more. Outcome if you follow the advice. Peaceful among thorns. Oh, maybe you do have some ability here to shoulder something that someone else can't. Like, life is a give and take as well. Like, so maybe this person has this going on and maybe they have multiple other things going on. So it's just getting heavy and you have one thing going on. I don't know. You have to make that choice for yourself, right? So number 26, outcome if you follow the advice. The spiritual can't solve the material, but it can transcend it. See beyond what is happening at this point. Not so much that it's an obstacle to your spiritual path, but it is an incentive to raise yourself up spiritually. That's the outcome. If you follow this advice, you can handle something here. Let's go deeper into that. Gilded regret. I won't cry for you. Hiding your true self. Masquerade. Well, that's interesting, because there's definitely something going on where someone like is, I don't know who you are. I don't know who I am. Like, whatever perspective this is coming from. Gilded regret too. This is having regret about, I want to say, things from the past. Like, you can't really regret the future if it's not here yet, but things from the past or even in the present, but it's gilded. So it's been painted over with, like some gold leaf, but underneath that is just canvas or raw metal. Like, it really isn't, it could be 18 karat gold over top of, just a piece of granite. It's not as good as perhaps you've painted it over to be. So somebody might be going through something here where they think it was, or they're working through that. And the I won't cry for you. This is a really interesting number 22. Sometimes when it's over, closure must be created, not just found. There's a little bit of that here with who they are with this card, perchance to dream. So kind of like, well, you know what, if I just let enough time go by and I try not to think about it or deal with it too much, it'll just feel better one day. Probably not. Like, you have to, so there might be some sort of closure. And hiding your true self with masquerade behind that. This person could be hiding how much difficulty they are having to deal with whatever's going on here. So I guess, you are being asked to step up a bit, but let's see how this further develops. Yeah, I like to see this too. I always imagine, like when people are going through different periods of time in their life through grief or through processing pain, like we all have to sit on the couch for a bit and feel bad about it and think about, but I always imagine, like, if you had two different friends, like let's say you had an Aries friend and Taurus is next, and a Taurus friend. The Taurus friend would sit with you and like, let's order in some food, let's watch a movie, let's get a comfy blanket, and let's just envelop ourselves with things that make us feel good. And I think Aries would be like, okay, that's great. And then after a couple of weeks, they've been knocking on your door. What's going on? You need to get out. You need to get out and do something. It's a little bit like that. Like looking beyond the pain. Because it's not, you're shouldering it better than someone else. Who they really are in Pisces. Spirituality to ultimately experience. Trusting your psychic knowledge of, resulting from the indecision of or about. I feel like this person, wow, with their dream state too. I feel like this person naturally gets a lot of information and downloads from their own psychic teams and from the spirit realm. But they are naked before the mask they're hiding behind. They're not dropping it. They're not dropping some sort of facade around who they've seen themselves to be in the past, and they're still working through that. Everybody has to do that in their own time. That is a very delicate cycle for anyone to be going through when, it's, you know, on some level it's heightening your conscious awareness of yourself and ascending, however you want to describe it. But that is a very delicate process because it is stripping away the ego so that your spiritual self can communicate to your mind a little bit more fluidly. But the ego is meant to protect us. It's the original reason for that. But it can get a little bit needy and over controlling. The mask they hide behind, the moon. The nurturing of feelings caused by reactions. I feel like this person is, yeah, masking how well they're going through something. Like that they've nurtured themselves. They're, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting kind of an uncomfortable feeling with this reading right now. It's kind of weird. There's something that they're not looking at. They're having difficulty dropping. So why they hide their true selves, you know? There is some hope for a better tomorrow, but I do feel like they have to participate in that a little bit more than just, you know, well, if I sleep long enough, the pain will be gone. You kind of might wake up thinking that, right? But yeah, you have to exercise your closure in things. Because if you've injured a muscle, I always describe it to our physical bodies because it really is a simple way for us to relate. But if you have caused like a serious injury or had a serious injury happen to your body, you do have to rest it for quite a while. But at some point you've got to get up and you've got to address needing to strengthen it, needing to stretch it, needing to nurture it in a way that's a bit of tough love. So you can't just lay in bed and expect it to heal and then get up and then go and do a whole new event. And that's why I'm thinking, like, let's say that you have hurt yourself. This person has hurt themselves physically rowing a boat. So, okay, they pulled out or they dislocated a shoulder, something happened. I'm just going to let that rest for 2 months. All right. The doctor said I should start using it. It really hurts to use. It really hurts to even look at that or do anything with it. I'm just going to keep resting it for 2 more months. You know what? It's healed. It feels great. I feel great. I'm going to go out and I'm going to play football with it. And the minute they throw a ball or they catch it, the injury is right there because they never strengthened it. You kind of understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's kind of what's going on internally for this person. So they may rest long enough to the point where they kind of feel like, yeah, you know what? I feel better. I can go out and do things. But the minute they go out and they participate in something in life that has to do with whatever this was, it's going to trigger it because it was never really dealt with. So, bride in a cage. Why they hide their true selves in Scorpio? Because they don't want to look at things that are deep and secret within themselves. Purification to resurrect. The secrets of resulting from the power of. I think they're trying to. I think this person is trying to look at purifying themselves. There's secrets. There's secrets though. I don't know. This person might be afraid to look at some sort of secrets about maybe their childhood, different parts of their life that they might have suppressed. And these could even be indirectly things that are happening in their life that are causing them to have difficulty processing certain things. So blinded to pain. I mean, I'm interested to get to this when we do. So we'll go there. How this affects your relationship. Is this me? In the 10th house, responsibility, success, become a person of power and status. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if that's something that's happening to you. It doesn't feel like it would be happening to this person. I could be wrong. But it seems like that would be difficult if you had a lot of stuff inside that you weren't processing or creating closure in. Responsibly. Well, see, this is what the advice feels like to me, like carrying on the responsible. Shouldering something. If I can shoulder it and it's not a big deal, isn't it? I don't know. I honestly, just from an Aries perspective, I feel like if you can shoulder it and it's not a big deal, then I guess it's not. Because I do see, like, that's a level of responsibility. I don't know what the relationship is that you have with this person. But it just feels like you have a greater capacity to shoulder some sort of responsibility right now. You have a greater capacity for success. And I do want to say as well, like, this person has a lot less clothing on than this one who's naked. They're not really naked before the stars. This one is closer to being naked before the stars than the other one. And that's the mask that they wear, right? Like, they still have a full-on outfit of lingerie on. She's got almost nothing on that. Become a person of power and status, maybe in your own family, in your own life, and things outside of that. Because once you become a person of status with yourself, you can apply that outside of yourself. So advice for you. Oh, why did I pull that from the bottom? Oh, that's weird. I meant to look at this. The bottom, before we talk about anything else, is Neptune. The idealization of confusion regarding sacrifice. But then we go into the North Node. There will be success from the benefit of perhaps sacrifice. If we put these two together, there will be the idealization of success from confusion regarding the benefit of sacrifice. That's really interesting. Underline. It's almost as if, like, there's a bit of a pulling apart, I want to say, maybe going on with this person, being pulled apart from the inside out. And this is a very confusing process. Idealizing situations is not always, because that's a bit like what gilded regret is, like idealizing situations from the past as opposed to looking at them properly and fully. If you can do this, you can move yourself into the future that you're sort of meant to have, your fated path. Oh yeah, so that was weird, the underline. Okay, advice for you. In the first house, Aries house, who you are, your desires, your actions. All right, you have the capacity to be you, to, like, fully and wholly. I don't know, you have the capacity. This person doesn't have a capacity right now. And you know what? Honestly, in any relationship, like, we could be in a situation years from now or weeks from now where we don't have the capacity to deal with something. So someone around us kind of picks that up for us. That's kind of the equal give and take. You are being guided that you have a greater capacity to deal with things right now. The advice for you too is to really show who you are. Express your desires through your actions. The outcome, peaceful among thorns. In the 9th house, spiritual values, long-range thinking or travel, what is to be shared? Wow. Definitely spiritual values coming in with that big time. So if there are blocks that are going on even between you and this person right now, there are some sort of blocks that are appearing in your life, you will find a way to get past and beyond them. You will transcend them. You will see them, no, like you may not even physically get past whatever some sort of block is, but spiritually, emotionally, mentally, you will see beyond it. And it will no longer become an obstacle, because you will realize the true path for me is not the path that is completely blocked. It is the path where I have options and I can make choices about my life and how I'd like to steer it. So there could be like long-range thinking or travel. Definitely projecting yourself beyond just the immediate future also. Like this is talking about a future that moves beyond, just a couple of weeks or months. This could be years. Like taking yourself into a new cycle. There could be travel. I feel like the sharing of information and knowledge here. Definitely a very spiritual path. And we already looked at that underline. All right. Let's go to the tarot. Oh, that made a mess. No, no messes. Okay, Aries. Who they really are, the mask they hide behind. Who they really are. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Two of Swords. The person is holding two different masks. What do we talk about, right? Well, is this me? Hiding your true self and masquerade. What do we wear at masquerades but masks? This person right now doesn't know who they are. They don't know. And on some level, I feel like they're holding perhaps two different personas of themselves that they've utilized in the past, but neither one seems to fit right. So they almost sit with this blank slate, a blank canvas. In some way that feels hopeful because the masks have been removed here, but they're indecisive. This person is indecisive. And I want to say, I think in all fairness, yeah. How do you walk forward without knowing who you are yet? You can't. The masks they hide behind. The moon and naked before the stars. Ace of Swords, yeah. Like they have clarity. They have clarity. They know exactly what's going on. They know who they are. Yeah, no. What a polar opposite, right? Who they really are, the Two of Swords. I don't know. I don't feel like I have the information that I can move forward with. They're making it out, I got all the information I need. Why they hide their true selves? The Chariot. It kind of feels like it's coming back to the moon with the Cancer energy. They have hope for the future. I mean, the Chariot is getting some movement, going, having a direction after not having a direction. They are hopeful for this. And it might just be their process. It could be completely functional. And it might just be a state that they're in right now that seems like it's a little bit dysfunctional, but that's also part of figuring it out. How does this affect your relationship? The Nine of Cups. I think you really are understanding what it is that you want. It's allowing you to find new dreams. And indirectly, maybe they're not there yet, but it will allow them to find new dreams as well. Advice for you. The Eight of Pentacles. Work your ass off. Solidify something you've been building. I'm just getting that because he's building a wall. He's been building it with stones. But now he's capping it off with these pentacles. So it's almost as if to say something that you've invested yourself into here. Be blind to some sort of pain that's outside of you. is not really what you're meant to focus on right now. You're not meant to focus on someone else's pain. If you need to take on a few more responsibilities because of something that someone is trying to deal with and you feel like you can do it, you've got enough shoulder strength to do it right now, it's not asking too much of you, be a good person and try to do that. That's the advice. Up to you. You don't have to yell at me in the comments and say, this person is an asshole. I would never do that. Maybe you should just tell them that. Don't tell me, I don't care. So I just got really Aries on you right there. So who you are, your desires, and your actions. The Eight of Pentacles. Come on. Solidify this. Finish building something that you've been working on. You've got momentum here with something. And keep investing in it. Keep doing it. Outcome if you follow the advice. The Sun. Oh, yeah. Nice. Where could you be going? I don't know. I feel like you could be going on a trip. Brighter, happy days. Good stuff. You just focus on something that you're working on right now. Some sort of project that you have for yourself. Maybe it's a goal that you're about to achieve at work. Oh, that's all you gotta do. The Lovers and the Tower and the Seven of Swords is at the bottom. Wow. Maybe this was like some sort of an ending in a relationship. It could be, lovers could be friends. It could be lovers. It could be partners, business partners. I don't know. Maybe this person is hiding. Seven of Swords. They're dealing, it's almost as if their way to deal with some sort of catastrophic change is to go kind of hide. That's what I got. There you go. That wasn't so like big and dramatic. So I'm going to go do the extended, Aries. In the extended, I'm going to look at Oracle and Tarot deck. I'm going to ask 3 questions. I'm going to ask what they would tell you if they could tell you anything. No consequences, no judgment. What would they tell you? And then I'm going to ask why they don't tell you. So probably about a consequence or a judgment, but we'll get specific on it. And then their deepest thoughts about you or the situation. Thank you so much, my fireball babies. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.